What a way to start off this mini 2-game set in Stockholm, Sweden. With the Leafs picking up a 3-2 victory. Being down 2-0 heading into the third period, but they mount the comeback and they win it 3-2. Awesome stuff for the Buds today. And they've now won 3 consecutive games and are now 9-5-2 on the year. And they win it in regulation. Going into play today, the Leafs have had 8 wins, obviously, on the year. But 4 of them have been overtime or a shootout. So you need to start seeing some regulation wins. You got that against Vancouver. And today, man, it didn't look like it, but they found a way to get it in regulation. And it's important because Detroit, going into play today, was a point up on the Leafs. And I don't believe Detroit will be in it by the end of the season. That's just my take. But as of right now, they were a point up on the Leafs. With the Leafs win in reg, you now jump Detroit because they don't get any points. So it's a massive, massive 2 points for the Leafs, especially in regulation. Let's break this thing down right from the get-go. First period sucked. I'll be straight up. Both teams, I think, had a couple power plays. Nada. Shots were 7-5. Snooze fest in the first period. Second period, though, things started to happen. Matthews passes it out in front to Mitch Marner, and Jake Wallman, I think it's Jake Wallman, goes face first, either into the side of the net or the post. He's down, net comes up, and Marner fires it into the cage. Now, obviously there was no net there, but we've seen this before where they should be called a goal. I mean, look, is it a biased Leaf fan take? It is possible, but I watched that play and I'm like, it probably would have gone in the back of the net if the net was there. And they go to review, and it's no goal. And I'm like, boy, okay. I was listening to the radio. Joe Bo and Jim Ralph both said, it looks like it should be a goal. No goal. And it's still 0-0. Not long after that, a scramble ensues in front of Samsonov. Red Wings banging away at it. Loose puck. Riley kind of puts his hand on it, and referee's right on top of the play, and it's a penalty shot. And Daniel Sprong, oh my God, dangles the snot out of Ilya Samsonov. And it's 1-0 Red Wings. A penalty shot. Great. You almost had a goal. Then now you're down 1-0. Wow. Crazy stuff there. And less than 2 minutes after that, Lucas Raymond scores from an awful angle. Sure was a great shot. Goes posting in. But 2 things on Ilya Samsonov. 1, how from that angle is he beating you? For one thing. That means your positioning is not good enough there. Second thing, when Lucas Raymond gets the puck, Samsonov's already down on the ice. What are we doing? And then he beats him far side, and it was an awkward-looking attempt at a save from Ilya Samsonov. Now you're down 2-0. There's the stinker that Leaf fans have gotten accustomed to with Samsonov recently. It's like, that one hurts. And it puts you down 2-0. Not long after that, they get a power play. And I'm like, the wheels have completely fallen off. This is ugly. Now the Leafs kill that penalty off, and they go into intermission. You're still down 2-0. Shots on goal in the first period were 7-5. Shots on goal in the second period were 12-9 in favor of Detroit. So they're out shooting the Leafs by 5 in the first 2 periods. We go to the third. William Nylander circles at the blue line, comes down Broadway, and Tyler Bertuzzi starts in the slot, right at the hash marks, and when he sees Nylander going right down the middle, he starts to sneak right towards the net, and Nylander fires the puck right on a platter for Bertuzzi. But I love the play by Bertuzzi to not try and shoot it, because as a left-handed shot in that spot, it's a little bit of an awkward one, right? Especially in tight the way he was. So he goes down to one knee, gets the stick down, like, how do I say? You can control your stick a lot more there, and if it's a harder pass, you can control it better. And he fires it on the platter and basically just redirects it into the net for Tyler Bertuzzi. His 4th goal of the season. Nylander and Tavares have assists in the goal at .350. A great feed from Willie. And we're within 1. It's a 2-1 hockey game. 10 minutes after that, Leafs get a power play. And Mitch Marner, who going into play today was on a 3-game pointless streak. Austin Matthews, right now, even after today's game, still on a 3-game pointless streak. Something to keep an eye on. Like, the second line was buzzing today. We've loved the energy of the third line, but that first line with Matthew Nyes, look, they had a great few games. Matthews and Marner going into play today did not have points in like 2 or 3 consecutive. And that's something to keep an eye on. It's your top line. But You get the power play, and Mitch Marner, wizardry stuff down low, gets the puck loose on the back end. Willie floats to the slot, and a backhand feed from Mitch, and Willie rips this thing. High blocker on Alex Lina. We are tied at 2, and Nylander, who has been the talking point through this entire week in Stockholm, has 2 points on 2 goals for the Leafs, and he, more importantly, has tied the game at 2. That goes at 13:03, the third period. Marner and JT grab assists on the goal. And more importantly, Willie Nylander. 16-game point streak. He's rolling right now. I love it. And we were kind of worried. I'll be honest. I was very worried that, coming here, after all this time off, it would break up his streak and it would just look ugly. Now, it's still possible. He's still got to play Minnesota on Sunday. But the fact that it didn't happen today is a breath of fresh air. Now, less than a minute and a half after that, Leaf fans got their Christmas gift. Puck comes down low behind the Red Wings blue line. Or what did I just say? Puck goes behind the Red Wings net. How does it go behind the blue line? Anyways, and Bertuzzi wins the puck battle down low, comes to the front of the net, and a gorgeous backhand sauce feed right through their blue paint to John Tavares, who's at the back post. And he gets down on one knee and fires it into the back of the net. And the Leafs have the lead. And looking at Bertuzzi, Selly, jumping up and down. You love it because the vibes for him have changed. He has been outstanding over the last 4 or 5 games, I think. And he has looked really at home with that second line. And Tavares has a 7th goal of the year. At 14:27, Nylander, of course, grabs the other assist on the goal. And just like that, the Leafs have taken the lead 3-2. And you know what's even better for Leaf fans and the reason why it's Christmas morning? Because the man that Tyler Bertuzzi had to win the puck battle off of, Justin Hall. I get it. Justin Hall, great penalty killer. And do the Leafs surely miss that part? Yes, they do. But what Leaf fans do not miss is that stuff. A tough play getting outworked, leading to a goal. And it happened way too much here. And to see it happen on that play, the game-winning goal, it's sweet. It is sweet. Now, they had some opportunities late in the third period. Nylander tries to get it into the empty net. Problem is, I'd rather him just chip the puck out at that point. And it gets intercepted by a Red Wings defenseman in the zone already. So that it sustains the pressure they had with the empty net. So I'm like, Willie, just clear the puck, bud. Now, obviously, they don't score on it. And Samsonov has to make a couple really nice saves down the stretch. You win the hockey game 3-2. You're now 9-5-2 on the season. You've won 3 straight, and you open up this important Stockholm trip with a win. And the reason I say it's important is because you can build no momentum off of these games. That Vancouver game was the best game we've seen all year, right? We were all kind of hoping to see this, continue. But the problem is when you don't play for almost a week, how are you supposed to gain momentum? You can't. So for the Leafs to sleep through the first period, but it be a 0-0 game, that's stinky stuff in the second, and for them to come out with the 2 points in regulation, may I add, because Detroit going into the play today was a point up on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, I don't think Detroit will be around by the end of the season, but it's just me. But for the Leafs to get the 2 points in regulation, they now jump the Red Wings for, second or third place in the Atlantic Division. Third place, right? Florida's second. They get the job in regulation. There's a much important victory. And going into play, I don't know if I said it already, but going into play today, 8 wins total for the Leafs, and they had 4 regulation wins. That means 4 other wins have been in overtime or a shootout. It's not great. So to get the regulation win here and against Vancouver, it's nice. Shots on goal in the third period, 15-10 in favor of the Leafs, 29-29 apiece for the game. And special teams-wise, Leafs were 1 for 3 on the power play, and the Red Wings did not score a power play goal. They were 0 for 4, albeit that power play has been horrendous for them, and it showed again today. So, player stats. Ilya Samsonov, other than that stinker, it was a great shot by Lucas Raymond, but other than the stinker, in my opinion, that should not have gone in, from Ilya Samsonov, I think he played well. I liked the end to the game where he wasn't flying around like crazy. 2 goals, 29 shots, made a couple really sound saves down the stretch. Look, 203 goals against and a 931 save percentage for that game. You got to tip the cap. That's 2 in a row now for him. He played really well against Vancouver, and there's a game today. So, like what I saw from Ilya Samsonov, want to see if he can continue to build on it. Just stay quiet in the net. Relax. So we'll see what happens. That second line was money. We talked about how the first line has struggled recently over the last few games. The third line, we love the energy they bring and the opportunities they bring. But that second line today was the money line. Willie Nylander with a 3-point night, a goal and 2 assists, a +2. JT with a goal and 2 assists and a +2. Bertuzzi, a goal, assist, a +2, and 7 shots on goal. Tyler Bertuzzi's been outstanding recently, and that's now 8 points in 16 games for him. Much, much better. And if you really want to look at it into detail, that is now 5 points in his last 4 games. So he's starting to feel a little bit here for Bert. And he's also a +5 in that time span. So I'm going to keep an eye moving forward, but I think I'm really liking what Bertuzzi's bringing. We've seen it recently. Keep it rolling. All right? Speaking of keeping it rolling, you want to see it on Sunday, 8 a.m. puck drop. I'll be working that day, so I'll be able to listen to the radio, but I won't be able to do the video, obviously, right after the game. But it will be uploaded, of course, when I get home at some point. All right? Between the Leafs and the Minnesota Wild, as the Buds look to try and take 4 points in Stockholm, which would be awesome. But we'll see how it goes, all right? So you know what, guys? That's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and enjoyed the game and everything around it, hit that like button. I do appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button if you guys have not done so already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on the game. What'd you like, what'd you not like from the game for the Toronto Maple Leafs? Twitter, Discord, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff is down below as well. So follow up there if you've not done so already. And I will talk to you guys, of course, Raptors edition later tonight, as they're taking on the Boston Celtics for the first game of the in-season tournament. And it's Boston, so not excited. And as for the Leafs, they're back in action on Sunday morning, 8 a.m. puck drop. Can't wait for this thing to be over, though. These wild games. Oh, by the way, the first game back after this trip, though, it's at 2 o'clock Friday against Chicago. What the hell? 8 a.m. Minnesota on Sunday, the last game of our Stockholm trip. Let's get this thing over with. All right, so thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the win today. We'll talk to you guys then.